Welcome back, guys, to the Fitness Business Podcast. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to share with you today how to grow a 20K per month nutrition, fitness, health coaching business by signing just 5 new clients per month. So quick backstory. When I first started in this industry, I really wanted to just do this full time, and I needed to replace my current full-time income. You know, I was passionate about fitness and I knew that I wanted to make that my career, but I frankly never expected to have ultimately built the health coaching business that we did, T4E Systems, to eventually $140,000 a month. We did over $5 million in sales. We ended up selling that company. I definitely never thought that we would start IFCA, Impact Fitness Coaching Academy, and license that model to other coaches, in which we've done now over 37 million sales in the past 7 years. I just loved fitness, and I dreamed of being able to do this as a career. I knew personal training wasn't the way, though, because I'd done personal training for several years and I burnt myself out. So after meeting my wife, Erin, and I learned that her online business was doing $500,000 a year by herself, I was like, whoa, maybe there's something to this, right? But at the time, I was a sales director for a Fortune 500 company, and I was making it was a sales position. So some months I would make like 7K, on the high end 15K. So I just wanted to get to like 10 to 12K a month, so that way I could leave that career and do something I was passionate about. Although I had a lot of business experience in fitness and personal training and nutrition science knowledge, I knew dick about the online transformation service industry, which is what this is. So I thought that I needed, a slick website, SEO, blogs, complex offer with different tiers and fancy logos, a brand name, all this stuff. And I also thought that I would need to figure out how to sign hundreds of clients just to hit these income goals. But I eventually learned the hard way that with the right offer, pricing structure, and retention system, you really don't need any of that. You just need to understand the math. So today I'm going to break that math down. I'm going to show you how you can reach 10K a month in just 3 to 4 months with just 5 clients per month. And then I'll show you after that 3 or 4 month mark, as clients start to re-sign, that you can get to 20K a month easily by month 12 with an MRR, monthly recurring revenue, of around $11,333, which means you're going to expect to make that at the beginning of the month, no matter what, even if you don't sign another front end or back end client. So imagine what that would be like, right? To be able to actually take a vacation and say, hey, I'm just going to not work for a month and I still am at least going to make $11,000 to $12,000. The biggest problem that most coaches make is building a business that just relies solely on front end science. One of the biggest mistakes that most coaches make is building a business that relies so heavily on signing new clients every month, so that at the beginning of the month, you feel like you have to start over. And if you don't sign more and more clients, you're going to be in the red. You're going to lose money. Stability comes from understanding retention and math. So this strategy is why our top clients are able to make between 10 and 30K on day one of each month, and they don't have to stress about signing new clients. That's the power of monthly recurring revenue and retention. So with this model, we see an average retention rate for our clients of around 17 months, which builds dependable income. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to share screen and I'm going to break down some math for you guys. All right, so stick with me. All right, so let's jump into it. First, this is what our front end would look like months 1 through 4, because obviously to get the business off the ground and to start building it, we have to sign new clients. If we're ever going to retain clients, we need to have clients. So let's say that our initial goal is to get to $10,000 a month in revenue, so 10K. Okay, so from there, let's say our front end program is $2,000 for 3 months. Okay, I like a shorter front end that you have now the opportunity to re-sign people into a longer back end, and so that's what we'll cover next when we talk about the back end. But this would average about $666 a month. Don't love that number. Maybe you change the price a little bit so it's not a devil number, but anyways. So with this, we would need clients. We would need 5 per month, and from there, in order to get that many clients, we need to also generate leads. So the leads we would need would be about 150. That's at a 2% lead to close ratio. Okay, so from there, we're going to need calls. So in order to get to this, we would need to book about 15 calls from those leads, and that would be about a 10% lead to book call ratio. Now, collected, because obviously if we're going to hit this as like a revenue goal, we're not going to collect all of that, right? Because you're going to take some payment plans. So let's say that we're collecting at 40%, which is what we try to aim for minimum, and it's very easy to do. Then what that would mean is, here's what your month by month cash flow would look like. Okay, so this is what your month by month cash flow would look like based on 5 clients a month without a back end offer. So month 1, you would collect 4K. Okay, month 2, you would collect 4K, plus you would have $2,000 in MRR. That's from the payment plans on those front end customers and that cash coming in now on payment plans. Now by month 3, you would have 4K, and then you would have $4,000 in MRR. And then by month 4, you would be at 4K, plus you would now have about 6K in MRR, meaning you are now at $10,000 a month cash, right? So now let's talk about how the impact of a back-end offer comes in, because it's pretty significant. So with back-end, let's say our price point here for back-end is $4,000 for 9 months. So 4,000, 9 months. Okay, that comes out to about $444 a month. And I like this because it allows you to kind of downsell your upsell, right? You're going to give them a cheaper option monthly to continue, but it's a bigger total contract value. Okay, so let's say your conversion rate from front to back is 50%. Okay, so 50% of front end clients re-sign into your back end. So now you're going to have 2.5 back end customers per month, okay, which is going to give you, after 12 months, you'll eventually have where you're making 10K on front end and another 10K on back end. So this would be where you're at after about 5 months, which would give you about 20K in total contract value. Now, let's break down how this would actually look over the 12 months, okay? Because at month 12, you're gonna end up having $11,333 in monthly recurring revenue coming in without any new client signups. So let's break it down. So if you look here, I have a whole chart that kind of breaks it down. So at month 5, okay, you'll be at 14K or about 14.6 cash collected on front end and back end, and you'll have this much MRR at the start of the month. And you can see how the MRR just keeps building and your projected total cash ends up building. So by month 12, you'll be at $19,333 with $11,333 in MRR. So the point here is using a retention system and focusing on and establishing MRR, you're going to allow yourself to not just have to chase short-term cash, but build a foundation for long-term success and freedom. And the math doesn't lie. And so ultimately, like this model will allow you to just need to sign 5 clients per month because you have such strong retention. And the thing is, if you have such strong retention, you can afford to sign up way more front-end clients because now you can invest that cash flow and that MRR back into advertising. And because you have a longer lifetime value per client, you can spend more on acquiring customers than if you were just relying on front end. So I'm giving you this model based on if we just sign 5 front end clients. But this is how you can build a 7-figure business quickly, is by focusing on retention, therefore putting profits back into new customer acquisition because you can spend more now to acquire customers. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Hopefully you got some clarity here, and hopefully you understand now why it's so important to price and to structure your offer suite effectively in the beginning on new clients, but then you need to shift your focus after about month 4 to focus also on signing new clients. Okay, so that's all I got for you. Hopefully this makes sense, and I'll see you guys on the next one.